Colleen with Rope and Resellers. I'm here for another weekly update of what I sold on eBay for June 11th through the 17th, 2018.
Okay, a lot to run through this week, so I'm going to try to run through it fairly quickly. Instead of my normal format, I'm just going to let you see what it sold for unless it sold for something different. Assume that I paid $1 for it unless I say otherwise, because most of the stuff I got out of a consignment store. I'll usually say where I got it, and then I'll just say profit and how long it took. So the first thing, Space Shuttle Operator Manual. Total profit on that, $4.04. I bought it at an estate sale, and it took a week to sell. There was a name written on the inside, but I did disclose that. Okay, next up was a necklace I got out of Margaret's Jewelry Jar. Winnings from 8,000 subscribers. Now she's up to 20, so congratulations to Texas Gal Treasures. So it didn't cost me anything. Total profit, $5.21, and it took 3 months to sell. This is a box of high bias tapes that I bought at an estate sale. These I did pay $4 for all of them. $33.97 is my total profit, and it took 2 weeks to sell. This I bought at a church rummage sale. I fully intended on keeping it. I paid $63 for it. Someone offered me $200, and I was desperate for sales at that moment because if you remember last week was dismal, so yes, I'll take $200. My total profit on that was $114.97, and it took a week to sell. I decided to sell it just because I saw how much it was selling for, and we really did need a printer as well, a color printer. So I just decided that it was better for the family if I just put the profit from this and bought a different printer, which I found, of course, at a garage sale. This is Panama Jack Vintage Sunscreen. Sea and Ski does great. Panama Jack, not so well. So someone offered me $10, and again, I was desperate for sales, so I took it. I paid 50 cents for this at a thrift store. My total profit, $7.41, and it took 2.5 months to sell. Philips CD player. This one went overseas. I can't remember exactly where it went. And I picked this up at a garage sale. $11.21 total profit and 2 months to sell. Eddie Bauer vest. Nothing super red hot. 11.21's profit on that. And it took 2 months to sell. This is a Giants shirt with Ross on the back. Majestic. There's the label. $11.32 on that. Total profit, 2 months to sell. Patagonia pants. This is where I started selling stuff for 50% off because I just want to get rid of clothes. So that didn't cost me anything. $11.56 total profit on that. That took 2 months to sell. This is Carolina Herrera shirt. There is the label on that. It sold for 50% off as well. And the total profit on that one was $7.14. It took 4 months to sell. This deserves a little extra time. This is a lamp that I picked up at a garage sale slash estate sale last weekend. The woman had escaped from Germany, so she had some pretty interesting things during World War II. And this was out front. She had some really great taste, in my opinion. My husband didn't particularly like it. I didn't really want to keep it or anything because he said, let me show you the picture. He said that this looked like someone's bottom. And so I flipped it around and said, no, or you could say it looks like a heart. But regardless, it was just this super cool mid-century modern lamp. And I paid $1 for this and snatched it up. I was shooting high and sold and listed it for $150. And I got email almost immediately from a gentleman in Pennsylvania about shipping because I don't really like FedEx. They break my stuff. So I didn't really want to ship FedEx. It did have condition issues, as you can see. And so he talked me into changing the shipping and really figuring out how much it was going to cost because usually it's a pretty high estimate is what I end up doing for shipping. And so we worked it all out back and forth, promised him to do a really good job, and he bought it for 150 within hours. Now, he might know a lot more. I was trying to figure out who made it, and the only thing I can see is this square with a P. The P is on its back, and that was the only kind of clue I had, and I have no idea who made it. So maybe I was not asking enough. That you always got to worry about that when things sell within an hour. But I don't care. $1 and 127.35 total profit. Thank you. And hours to sell? Okay. This is a feed sack, and it had condition issues. I paid way too much for it at a garage sale. Paid $5. There was my heartstrings playing towards cool old things that aren't worth very much. $11.69 total profit on that. 3 months to sell. This is a high bias tape. I paid 25 cents for it at a rummage sale. It sold for full price, but I paid shipping on that one. And so my profit was $10.89 on that, and it took a month to sell. These are Circa boots I got out of the consignment store bag. They sold full price. Total profit on that, $28.28. It took 3 months to sell. I'll go back and show you the label on that one. Did I get a label? Okay, so there's the label on that one. Not a super great picture, but they were leather, black leather boots. I always can do well with those. These are little earrings I got out of Texas Gal Treasures jewelry jar. They sold for $3.99 because they were half off, and $2.89 total profit, 16 months, so just a little over a year. Ralph Lauren, almost brand new. Well, it was brand new with tags, but it did have a condition issue. It had a little snag in it, and I disclosed that. Someone offered me 10, which I was like, well, I'm already offering 50% off, and it's brand new with tags. Do you see the tag? It went for $189. Anyway. So I countered with 15 and I made $11.64. It took 9 months to sell. United Colors of Benetton. This is a blazer, it was practically brand new. Also out of the consignment store bag. $7.08 was my total profit on that. Took 5 months to sell. Also part of the 50% off sale. This as well, tribal sweater, sleeveless turtleneck. The profit on that one, $2.68. It took 5 months to sell. Prana, also 50% off. It took 7.5 months to sell. My total profit on that was $3.83. Giving it away, folks. And the last thing was a Bogner. And that is how we say it around these parts in Montana. I know people have tried to tell me that they say it differently, but that is what I'm sticking with, because otherwise people don't know what I'm talking about. And this is the label. Also sold for half off, $4.90 total profit on that, and it took 4 months to sell. Looking at the numbers, $609.93 is what everything sold for. I collected $744.30, so for things that they paid shipping on. $85.75 cost of goods, most of that being the $63 scanner that I thought I was going to keep. $229.04 in eBay, PayPal, and shipping costs for a total profit of the week, $429.51. Amazon merch, I sold 8 shirts for total royalty profit of $38.15. Nothing sold on Mercari, Posh, or Etsy. So my total e-commerce adventure comes to $467.66.
So a little bit happier this week. Much better numbers. I always feel safe if I have $200 profit, although we always want more than that, of course. I don't mean to talk in the third person, but it would be better for my family if I make more than that this time of year. So over $400 profit, I am delighted. Now, a couple things I tried, and I did the stupid thing, and I did 3 different things at once. So first thing I tried was I touched every single, well, I didn't touch every single. I touched a lot of my items and took free shipping off of them, but as I was doing that, I did quite a few in bulk, but for maybe 15 or 20 of them, I went through and changed titles around, tried to make them smarter. If I had a different gallery picture, I switched those around and added item specifics if they were missing any of those. So I did touch some old items, which I'm pretty sure I've heard rumor that eBay and Google Analytics likes. They don't like stale stuff. The other thing I tried was 50% off sale because I am desperately trying to get rid of all of my clothes. I'd like to try a different eBay ID and see if I can sell just clothes under that really cheaply and really fast. And I don't want to burn out. I'm working on some stuff behind the scenes locally and trying to tie that into this whole process. So that's still completely in the works, and I don't know if that's going to work. But basically, what I wanted to do was get rid of as much clothing out of my store as I can because I really don't want to do clothes there anymore. It's not my passion. I don't like it. It's a way to make money, and you saw the profit is just not there. I mean, when you're making $2 or $3 on an item, it's so easy to burn out. Why bother? So I'm looking for another local avenue to be able to sell clothing and then sell higher end stuff on a different platform. Or I mean on a different, well, yeah, so on Poshmark too, but I don't know how to do that. I can't figure that one out at all. I don't have time. Oh, I did some promoted listings. I only picked out I think like 50 or 100 things to do promoted listings. None of those have sold. But I wonder if, I don't know, if the algorithm changes things so your other things show up. Really, I would say only 2 of the items had a huge effect. Obviously, 50% off, people get pretty excited about that. So if you have old merchandise, but I've done that with stale merchandise before, with stuff that's years old. And if you look, I have not, for the entire month of June through the 17th, I haven't sold anything that has been over a year old. So it's all been relatively, for me anyway, new items. So now I'm starting to really take a good hard look and see how much do I really sell that's old. And I went back and looked a couple of months, January through June. And honestly, every month I sell 2 to 4 things that are over a year old. So it's going to take me a long time because I've got a lot of stuff that's over a year old. So I don't know. I'm trying to sell stuff, trying to burn through some things so that I can start being smarter, getting higher profit margin, spending up a little bit. Like I said, with that scanner, it's $63. I had absolutely every intention of keeping it. And since it was a church rummage sale, I'm feeling guilty that I did this. But I ended up finding another printer for 25 bucks at a garage sale a couple weeks later, and I used some of the profit that I got from selling that scanner to buy new ink for that printer that I found at a garage sale that was basically new. So I guess I can justify it with that. But I'm really trying to be smarter and trying to make much better profit. I think there's lots out there, just like Pete from Craigslist Hunter always talks about. Sell the higher end stuff. I mean, that's what it's all about. Yeah, you got to do some bread and butter, but really start focusing, especially this time of year with garage sales and estate sales, on making better profit. So with that, I hope you are making better profit, and I want to thank you for watching and for supporting me on this channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment down below. I'd love to know what you think. Thanks for watching.